Max Speeding Rods sent me a whole kit of tubular control arms for an 78 model C10. Uppers, lowers, lower end springs, axle flip kit, the whole 9 yards, which we're going to do all of it. But I crunched the numbers, all right? And this is what I found. Now, I went on AutoZone's and O'Reilly's website, and I looked up parts, okay? Looked up parts, and I got my little list here, and we're going to write it down on the big white screen so you guys can understand it. All right, so upper ball joints. Upper ball joints. How much do they cost for a set? For two, all right? All right, now here's what I want to explain. All right, when you go into a parts store, there's two different kinds of parts you can buy. The bargain basement, just get you the job done, and not going to last very long. Usually not no warranty or anything on it, but it's going to be just enough to get you by. But it's also going to be designed to where you have 3 years down the line, you have to come back and get it. All right, now upper ball joints and lower ball joints are not all created the same. Okay, upper ball joints, 9 times out of 10, if you don't open that box when you get home, it's going to be a non-greasable. There's going to be no grease cert on the end of it. Like on this, see that beautiful grease cert right there? Yeah. All right, they come like that standard from Max Speeding Rods, okay? And if you don't open the box in the store, you're going to get a upper ball joint of a replacement for an old classic car or vintage car that doesn't have any greasable ball joints. It's going to be 2 pieces. It's going to have a little bit of grease in it. It's not even going to be full. And it's designed for it to break quickly. So you have to come back in and buy another part, all right? Now, these are the top of the line with grease certs that I went through 8 boxes to finally found the good ones. All right, they're $67 a piece. Okay, so that's times 2, that equals $134. Okay, $134 for upper ball joints. All right, lower ball joints, for some reason, they're bigger, but they're cheaper. All right, lower ball joints, again, going through boxes at O'Reilly's and AutoZone. All right, the lower ball joints, okay, they are $55 a piece. Times 2, that equals $110. All right, dollars. Hey, if you're here and you're watching this, smash that like button. All right, that's the upper and lower ball joints. All right, now uppers and lowers, they have bushing kits that you have to put in the shafts. All right, bushing kits, they go right here, bushing kits. They go right here. Okay, you have to buy them for the original A-frames. You have to take them off, drill them out, separate everything, clean everything, paint everything, get everything fixed, get everything greased back up, use presses and special tools and all that stuff. Anyways, the upper bushings are $20 each. Okay, the upper shaft bushing, okay, they're $20 a piece. Times 2, that equals $40. All right. Would you like to be part of something special? Uncle Buck's Garage now has memberships, and that's a open opportunity to be behind the scenes, to get information nobody else gets to see, to see things, possibly get to see things before anybody else sees them, things like that. If you would like that opportunity, there's a link down below for the memberships for Uncle Buck's Garage. Please sign up. The lowers, bushings, for the lower A-frames, all right, they're $26 a set. Lower bushings, they're $26. Times 2, I had to look at $52. Okay, I had to look at it. Okay, now, that brings the grand total of this, for all of this right here, is $336. All right, that's just having the boxes. That's not having them apart, using presses and pushes and special tools and all that kind of stuff to get these uppers and lower ball joints and bushings all changed out. Plus, hours and hours and hours of your time. Okay, and if you want to know how to do that, I have a video with all of it on it. I'll pop it up right here, okay? Anyways, you can watch that. You can watch how you do it stock, okay? The other thing, that if you bought these from Max Speeding Rods, they're $354. $354. Okay? As opposed to $336. But the one thing I'm not telling you is that every bushing, every rubber bumper and safety bumper on the upper and lower control arms are going to be gone. They're going to be bad. They're going to be dry rotted. They're going to be missing. They're just not going to be there. Max Speeding Rod stuff already has it on them. But if you need to buy them, they are $9 a piece. Uppers and lowers. So there's 4 of them. They're $9 a piece. So that's $36. So you're actually paying $372 for all the stuff you need to rebuild your front upper and lower control arms. Or you could buy it already built. And I weighed them, and it's a 20 pounds savings on the front end of your truck for $354. You're just actually doing it by buying brand new parts, ones you don't have to paint, ones you don't have to pull upper and lower ball joints. You're saving $18 by buying them already done. And if you get them on Prime, because it's over $100 or $50, whatever it is, if you got a Prime membership, whatever, shipping's free. You're going to pay taxes. We're not talking about this is not tax money. This is just straight off the shelf. So it's a wash. It's a wash, okay, for buying already pre-done. You just got to take the old stuff off, clean it up, paint it, and put it on. As opposed to buying all the bushings and the ball joints and all that stuff, taking it apart, putting it back together again, using a press, special tools, you know. And if it's an original like this one was, it's still got the riveted, so you'd have to grind all the heads off the rivets to get the upper ball joints changed out. It's time consuming. I mean, this is not a 2-hour job. This is a 12, 15-hour job doing this. So for me, the time savings, the 15 hours I don't have to do this, it's a no-brainer. It's a win-win chicken dinner, okay? It's a biscuits and gravy, the best you can get. And that's what we're doing, all right? Now, the one thing I want to say, the upper and lower kit is separate. The springs that I'm going to use are 3-inch drop springs that Max Speeding Rods sent me with the lowering kit, a 3.5 lowering kit. It's the axle swap, the axle spin kit, so the axle goes on top of the springs. That's going to be coming up next and down the road. But really, we're going to finish putting this together. There'll be another video about me assembling all of this. But I just wanted to give you, you know, and everybody might complain about something coming from overseas. Guys, your ball joints you're buying here and all these bushings, they're coming from overseas. Okay? Max Speeding Rods is building a reputation of having good parts. All right? And then that's the other thing. Parts availability. On 2 of these, I had to wait 3 or 4 days for them to come in. They weren't there on the shelf. You know, open the box though when they come in to make sure they were the right ones. But they're going to have all the bargain basement ones on the shelf, and the picture's not right. The picture has not been changed in the system at O'Reilly's or AutoZone, that it still shows those crappy upper and lower ball joints with grease zerks in them. But when you open the box, they're the cheap ones, okay? So you got to pay attention. I've said it before, when you go to swap out, you take your parts with you, make sure you're getting what you want and what you want for longevity. I don't want to ever have to redo this again. I want one and done. And I think I found it. All right? So if you're still here, like, share, and subscribe. Smash that button, hit that bell, tell your friends. So if you want to see my best little video ever made, right here. If you want to see the one that they say is best for you, is right there. Y'all be good.